When are you going to be willing to stand up for your rights? Your right to due process, habeas corpus. How about your right to decide your own medical fate? The right to decide how your children are raised. The right to decide who you want to hang out with and where you want to go. What about your right to choose? Your right to speak? What about your right to pray? Right? They attack your speech. You won't be allowed to pray anymore because it might be offensive to them. Why? It's already offensive to talk about sin, right? Maybe it's because it's an offense against God. Or maybe their sin offends them because they know that it's an offense against God. If what you say offends somebody, did you ever wonder why? I have an opinion. My opinion affects person A. Does it maybe because it evokes an emotion, some sort of insecurity? It invokes their own ignorance, whatever it may be, but to offend them. My words shouldn't have an effect on another person unless they allow it. So when somebody's asking another person to be honest, wouldn't they only be offended if they were actually lying? Now, mind you, we're not talking about being condescending to somebody. Condescension is offensive in its own because it diminishes person A or B, whatever. It diminishes their personhood. But they just ask for truth in general. Only offensive to liars. That's the problem with January 6th inmates. They were asking for truth, and our government become offended. Just saying. Now they want to put down a whole bunch of more lockdowns, a whole bunch of more rules and regulations, and they want to stick it to you against your own will. You have no longer the right to choose, and if you speak up about it, they silence you. There's your right to speech. They call you violent, even though you do no violence whatsoever. Maybe they're getting ahead of the next right they're going to try to take. I'm pretty sure the most important amendment is the first. The second is to protect it. They don't want it to come to that. I don't want it to come to that. We shouldn't have to protect the First Amendment with such veracity. The First Amendment is designed to be able to protect itself because those in power understand the power behind the First Amendment. They govern by the consent of the governed. That means we give them permission to make rules and decisions. But if we revoke that permission with our voice, they can no longer govern. In word of advice, it's already well understood in the Supreme Court that all unconstitutional laws, all laws that go against the Constitution of the United States are null and void. Mandate that, Buttercup. We have power. Use it. Speak up. Our inmates in January 6th that are in lockup, they're still awaiting trial. But every night they sing the national anthem because they're still fighting for truth. The truth that we, the people, are one unified voice. Sing with them. Sing for freedom. There's a fancy little hashtag for that. Right there. Post your videos. We'd love to see them. Even the wives and husbands and family members of the inmates that are in lockup, they show those videos to them. Also, in the description box, and also members of my Telegram channel run the Patriot Mail Project. Send them a letter. Send them a card. Tell them you appreciate the fact that they love their country and that they don't stand alone. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave? Hope you join us. Sing for freedom. Check out the description for all the channels that I'm on, if you like. But if nothing else, record a video of you singing the national anthem with the hashtag. Others will find it. They'll share it. Spread the love.